Family of murdered Tiger IPI investigator Ahmed Hussein-Suale say they are worried about the lack of information from the police on the status of investigations. They're demanding the speedy arrest and prosecution of culprits. Ghana lost its place as Africa's best-ranked country in the last World Press Freedom Index. The index made specific reference to the killing of Ahmed Hussein-Suale, quoting, "There is not enough protection for journalists in the country." Maxwell Agbagba has been following up on the status of investigations with the family of the murdered private investigator as part of our Defend the Media Freedom campaign.
Hundreds of people are gathered at the Medina cemetery. Some young men here are busily digging soil onto the remains of Ahmed Hussein-Suale. His closest confidant, Anas Anas, is also here. One of the Islamic clerics who officiated the burial ceremony cannot hold back his tears as he says the last prayers for the deceased. It has been 6 months since Ahmed Hussein-Suale was killed some meters away from his family house in Medina. I am back at the place where he normally sits with his friends to chat. I've met his brother, Ibrahim Kamilu Tahidu. He says there's a communication gap between the police and the family now.
The gap between the family and the police keep widening by the day. No communication flow. Sometimes trying to get the police to get some information is difficult. Though from time to time they'll call you, they have picked up somebody, come for identification, and that ends it.
He says justice must be served to protect media freedom as he talked about how Ahmed Suale started receiving threats after his cover was blown.
One thing is for sure, that what has happened, justice must quickly follow. And this is totally sitting on the right of journalism. Indirectly, we are killing journalism in our country. If you are being killed for just doing your job and no action is being taken, how will others feel doing the same job?
I've met another family member who wants to remain anonymous. Ahmed Suale was responding to his call when he was killed. He became a subject of interest for police investigations.
Yeah, I called him for him to come so that we could take the child to the hospital. So he was responding to my call while the incidents happened. I was the last person he could talk to through phone call. We have waited for long. We didn't know that it would have been taking time like this. But anytime we try to talk to them or you go there, they are giving you stories upon stories. The investigation are still going on.
Anas described the killing as an attack against journalists and not an individual.
This is not about the Tiger Eye person. The life of an investigative journalist has come to an end. It could happen to any other journalist in this country. And that's why I kept on saying that this whole fight is against journalism and not personalities or organizations. Not just Ghana, everywhere. Sometimes when you have a right and you feel you have arrived and you don't do anything to protect that right, they take it back from you. And as journalists, we should keep pushing the frontiers of free press.
Behind this giant grain gate here at the Medina cemetery lies the remains of Ahmed Hussein-Suale. Days after he was killed, the then Inspector General of Police, David Asante Pietu, announced a 30,000 reward for anyone who could help find the killers. But many months after, the killers are yet to be found. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but perhaps this time they are grinding slower than usual. JoyNews is yet to get a response from the Ghana Police Service after we contacted them for an update on investigations and other claims made by the family.
And media freedom, that's the hashtag defend media freedom. Maxwell Akbaba with that report. Now, the Graphic Communications Group has served notice it will go every length to secure justice for its reporter who was allegedly assaulted at the church of controversial preacher Prophet Bedu Kobe. There's more in this News Desk report.
It all began 2 weeks ago when head of the Glorious Wave Church, Prophet Bedu Kobe, made what some described as unsavory and ethnocentric comments about Ashanti, Fanti and other women. His comments sparked uproar on social media by many who condemned them, and although there were calls on him to apologize and retract, he refused to do so. This weekend, some gender activists and well-meaning Ghanaians embarked on a demonstration near his church premises to pile pressure on him to retract his comments.
All what we demand from Pastor Bedu Kobe is an apology. What he said is totally wrong. Indirectly, he's blocking our chance of marriage. So we need an apology now.
Della Russell Oklu, who was late for the protest, stayed on during the church service in anticipation of a response by the prophet. Whilst filming, she says she was asked to stop. Here's more of what she wrote on her Facebook page.
The incident was the most traumatic experience I have ever had. The sight of the church members that formed a mob around me while pulling my hand back to retrieve my mobile phone was terrifying. The flashes of the woman who wielded a club with nails in it and gestured towards me in an attempt to hit me was the breaking point for me. But I thank God for the courage and the wisdom which saved the day for me from being lynched. I have sought medical attention and will go through another phase so as to determine the way forward. My employers, the Graphic Group, and the Ghana Journalists Association GJA will communicate the next line of action in the ensuing days. Thanks for the prayers and well wishes. God bless us all.
Her employers have filed an official complaint with the Sakumono police, which is yet to speak on the matter.